To Culinary Classroom. I'm Chef Carrie Leonard and we're here at Johnson Wales University in the French kitchen. Today we're going to be making glazes and marinades, and we're going to start with just a quick glaze, easy to make, and once you make it, you're going to want to make it every Sunday morning to go on top of your cinnamon rolls. What I'm starting with here is just powdered sugar. That's it. No real measurement here. Again, I am really just looking for the consistency. 2 ingredients. 1 powdered sugar, 2 orange juice. We're making an orange glaze. Oh my goodness. Powdered sugar, orange juice. That's all I'm doing. And I'll show you the consistency so that you know where you're trying to go with this. Just gets all absorbed in there. See, it's starting to disappear. We're going to get all those little white spots to go away. And just imagine, Sunday morning, you got warm cinnamon rolls coming out of the oven that you made yourself. What do you want to top them with? How about a beautiful orange glaze? For this next piece, we're working with a marinade that I'm not just going to marinate my meat into, but I'm also going to turn it into a sauce later on. So I'm going to start with just a real basic marinade, and certainly you can use whatever you like. I like orange juice because it's got a little bit of sweetness and it's got acidity. I like a little soy sauce because it's salty and it brings in a little bit of bitterness. And a little bit of onion. That just really rounds out the flavor. And of course, I'm going to salt and pepper my steak here. Even though I've got a little soy sauce going on, I just always love to salt and pepper my steak. And I'm going to put just a little bit of parsley in here too. Get him nice and juicy. All right, put that right in. Lots of flavors, and we're going to leave him in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours, but you could do it overnight. Alrighty, it's been a couple of hours. You could certainly do this overnight, and I'm ready to put my steak in my pan. I've got my pan nice and hot. If you remember, saute has got to be a hot pan with a little bit of fat. Here's my hot pan, a little bit of fat. Look at that. I want it that hot. Look at that, smoking hot. That's what I want. I'm going to put my steak in here. And we're going to let him sizzle up. Look at that. Yum. All right. That'll calm down here in just a second, and then I'll flip them over to the other side. We're going to make our sauce while we're waiting for that. I've got all this good liquid in here. I don't want to throw it away, but right now it's unsafe. It has beef product in here that has not been cooked, so I wouldn't want to use that straight. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my saucepan, but what I want to do is just strain out all the solids, so all I have is a nice, tasty glaze that I'm going to be making. Well, that was easy. All right. So now in here I've got just all that good flavorful sauce going. I'm going to bring this up to a boil so that I get it up to at least 165 is cooking the meat product, but 212, I'm going to go ahead and bring this all the way to a boil just to be on the safe side. When I get the flavors the way I want them, then I go to the next step, and that is thickening it up. All right, well now you can see that our marinade has been boiling for just a few minutes, so I know it's nice and safe. It's beautifully tasty, but what I want to do is get the consistency and the texture just right. So I'm going to add my cornstarch. Now this is a great thickener. This is just cornstarch from a box and a little bit of cold water. You never ever add cornstarch directly to your hot water. Little bit of cold water, and I'm going to stir this up. This is what we call a slurry in classical French, and then watch what happens when I put this into the boiling water. It's amazing. Make sure it's very well mixed. And I'm going to put it in, and it's going to thicken up right away. Look at that glaze. Now that's something that's going to stick to my steak. All right, that is ready to go. I'm going to put my steak on my plate. Got a nice hot sizzling steak here. Wow, look at that. And a fabulous, super tasty glaze. Look at that. Wow, that looks good. So you know your homework is going to be to make a glaze. So start with a marinade, make sure you boil it, and then tighten it up with a little bit of cornstarch. I'm Chef Carrie Leonard. We'll see you next time on Culinary Classroom.